Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, and of course, we are feeling our identity. I wanted to call this feeling our superpowers part 2. After I realized part 1 was moon in Capricorn, sun in Capricorn, moon in Cancer, but you know what? Even though cardinal signs are different aspects of power, it's definitely applicable, let's say, to correlate Aries more with your identity, in that there is power in your name. And one thing that appropriately expresses this mechanism, I think near perfectly, are most, if not all, animes, and even, certain live action films or shows, in that in order to activate one's power, they have to say the name. Bleach in particular hones in on this, where every Shinigami has a Zanpakuto, a soul cutter sword, and in order to release the soul cutter sword, you need a release call, and you need to be revealed the name of that sword. In fact, some swords may not trust or respect their wielders, which is literally just an aspect of them. So if the Soul Reaper is the moon sign, their Zanpakuto is their sun. It's their spirit. It's their spirit that was birthed from their soul. And sometimes their spirit may not trust them with their full real name. And this is an aspect of themselves. And so they don't express their full power. They release the power, but just limited until they realize the full name, and then they get the full power. And that's very much so an aspect of what you're going to feel in today. Because if Capricorn season in 2020 did anything, it led you to and awakened you. What it did action-wise, the function of cardinal action was with Pluto, it awakened you to the self-realization of who you really are and who you've truly been. And then what this Aquarius season just kicked off is the full knowledge of who you are post self-realization. And so with that in mind, what this seeks to do accordingly, now that you have such a greater understanding of the knowledge of who you are, and through Pisces you've gone through transcendent experiences co-signing this, because you can think yourself to be one thing, but if that's not who you are, you're delusional. And so Pisces season manifested this knowledge by transcendent divine experiences to correlate who you've been revealed you are, who you've always been. And so this first transit, this first quarter square, as we kick off Aries season, right, which was really dope, the moon went in 0 degrees Cancer when the sun was 0 degrees Aries. Stuff like that is not at all a coincidence at all. And this message, I feel like, is for some of you. Some of you are feeling the pressure, being outnumbered, seemingly outclassed, even though you're not outclassed. And you don't realize that these people in higher positions are only using deception. They're using peer pressure. They're using bravado. If they can say whatever they say in a serious way, backed up with other seemingly serious people, so many idiots and people who don't believe in themselves fall for that shit. And you are not one person who's going to fall for that. And so on the surface, it may look like you've been fighting back, standing up for yourself, and it's been taking so long. And each time more and more you feel like you want to give up. You're feeling what these other people are feeling. They're projecting on you the need to give up because they're at their limit. But on the surface, they're acting like, oh, we're going to be powerful forever. That's an illusion. No one is that powerful. That's why forces like so, and the media especially, maintains this illusion of supremacy, maintains this illusion that, oh, everybody thinks this way. When if you think about the narratives promoted by the media, they are the minority. The majority of people do not think this way. They want you to think that. Just like these dark forces want you to think that you're on your last rope when they are on their last rope. The same people who are wearing suits and looking like, oh, they have all this stamina, they're at their last rope. That's why they're being more desperate to get you to give up. So you will never lose as long as you don't give up. Please, I think someone needs to hear that message. If you don't give up, you already won. That's how weak the people who are antagonizing you are. It's a mismatch. So they have to use illusions in order to make you feel otherwise. But if you know who you are, which now you do, not only will that not be a problem, but now that the moon is in Cancer, you are feeling and understanding. Ooh, you see that? The deep significance, and there's a truck tower behind me. The deep significance and the understanding of the sincerity of the originality of your identity. As everything about this Aries season is getting ready to spark the next cycle of transcendence, self-realization, and now because we're in alpha overdrive, whereas we had all this energy in Capricorn building the world, now it's an Aquarius. You're going to spark who you are Aries season, and from now until Aqua, you're going to be connecting with the clique. That's the theme of 2021. Now I'm self-realized, and I'm about to link up with other self-realized people as a part of our guild, and we're going to fight other guilds. It's not about who's the best guild. Through this conflict and chaos, peace may be established so that we realize, hey, instead of fighting each other, we should work together. But that's not going to happen without bloodshed and people fighting and killing each other first. That's just the way things work. I know this is a side of life and spirituality that a lot of people don't want to accept because you have lied to yourself, or other people have lied to you to think that spirituality is all about love, light, forgiveness. But there's a yin to a yang, there's a shadow to a light, and to only acknowledge one side of it is not spirituality, it's delusion. So, we're in the sign of the warrior, and if you're not ready to kick ass and take names, your ass is gonna get kicked, and your name's gonna be taken. So remember, there's power in the name, and as you feel into the depths of this facet of your identity, the moon will be trining Neptune, and you'll be gaining transcendent, divine, intuitive realizations and guidance to help you feel this facet of your energy en route to the full moon that'll have us express in Libra with the moon there opposite 8 degrees Chiron conjunct this, such a super powerful expression and activation more so of this facet of your identity where, individuals and forces that want to be insecure with the expression of you have less and less power over you or influence, and their true colors will surface now that they have to rely on other duplicitous methods to even influence and get back at you. And please, for those of you who are feeling frustrated, because not everyone's really a warrior, so like some of you might be incredibly stressed and frustrated with having to deal with this aspect of this vibrational war, which not a lot of people want to talk about. I think I'm one of the only people talking about this like this, because at the end of the day, y'all, a lot of people talk about spirituality. These people are not for you. They want clout. All these people who you see talking about, spirituality, tarot, astrology, these are false prophets. I didn't start my ministry and campaign of exposing these frauds because I wanted to let them eat. I wanted to let them, think that they safe before I single-handedly take all these motherfuckers down. Okay, just because someone's reading is on point, just because someone looks like they have a happy persona, doesn't mean that they're not being used by dark forces to finesse you. And so people say have truths and say what's enough to get followers and likes, but they don't talk about this real shit because they don't want to be seen as crazy. They don't want to lose followers. I get shadow banned on the daily. You can't even find me without typing my name all the way. And so from the beginning of my career, I've kept it real. I've never done anything I've done to trend. I do the opposite, knowing that I might lose followers because I'm doing this for you. I'm in the field for you. I'm getting psychically attacked for you. I'm getting ostracized, gossiped about, talked about behind my back for you. And that's not your fault. That's not for you to feel guilty. That's for you to know, I got you. A lot of these other people are not like that. And as much as you might be drawn to them because they charmed you, at the end of the day, if they have to choose between their following and their money versus telling you the truth, you know what they gonna choose. They want that YouTube plaque. They want that follower count. They want to be acknowledged by that celebrity. And if that's what they want, that's what they want. But for you, who's sincerely walking this path, you ain't stop listening to these people. You ain't stop acting like these people give a fuck about you, because they just want your money. They just want your support, and they just want to be famous. You see me? It's my destiny to be known. I could give a fuck less about being famous. I made a music video called I'll Never Be Famous, just so I could poke fun at this obsessive need to be accepted by millions of people who don't fucking know you. So outside of that, you know, let this Neptunian aspect show to you where you may delude yourself and not be as sincere with your intent. Not to be famous, not to be rich, but to be you, quintessentially. And not everyone's gonna make the decision to stay authentic. Even the people who act like they're the realists will do fake shit behind closed doors because that's just convenient. But we don't do things by convenience. We make the sacrifices that need to be made so that we can honor integrity and keep it real. Easier said than done. And let a transit like this once again continue to sift and weed through the wheats and the tares. Other than that, what you feel about your identity is going to be super revealing. You're going to get a lot of depth and understanding about why you are the way you are and how aspects of your legend may not be similar to what folklore has passed down. Some of y'all have whole legends. Some of y'all were prophesied before you were even born. That's a fact. Oops, I probably just doxed myself. So other than that, y'all stay blessed as always. With Chiron that is square the moon, you will face a bit of some vulnerabilities, but don't let that undermine you. Let that encourage you to move forward. And the moon that will oppose Pluto will awaken depth at a deeper level in order to feel who you are in ways you haven't before, so that you can fill it in with more sincerity. Your relationship with the way you deal with dark forces as well, and clap back and also maintain more integrity and authority being you, is going to break through completely. And then you're going to have victory with the trine with the moon in Leo. It's going to be a very fun transit. So y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time, comment down something below that you feel very deeply about yourself and about where you're going and why you're proud of that. And until next time.